Welcome to Gate City Insider. I'm Rosemary Plybon. Most of the time when a baby is born, family and friends meet the bundle of joy at the hospital. After a day or two, they all go home to sleepless nights, feedings every few hours, and lots of diapers. But it doesn't always happen that way.
It's kind of like the moment when your life flashes before your eyes. We knew something was wrong. I remember being in denial. Things are just flying past and you hope you can kind of catch little pieces.
I needed support for myself, someone to talk to, someone to get ideas from. And I know there are families out there dealing with so much that they're probably holding their heads and just trying to figure out what next.
You feel like when you're in this path that you're the only one who's ever been here, knowing that people have been here and the outlets that they have to offer. It's been great.
To know that there are resources or there are places that I can call or I can go to get help. I think it's just one day at a time.
Most of what we learned early on, it seemed to come from other people and other families.
I've gone to a lot of workshops and that just opened my mind to so many things.
I usually have a special bond with other special needs dads. It's nice to know that there's a community.
To have that support and someone who just kind of gets it. That they have been where we are, they've been past it. I can't say enough about having the connections with other families.
What we actually need is a community. We rely on a lot of different systems. My friends, her friends, our family members.
I know there are some people that don't have that initial immediate family support, but you can get it. I think I'm beginning to wear the advocate hat very strongly and very proudly. Healthy families lead to a healthy and productive community, and that can only come from healthy families that have the kind of support they need to make their families strong.
When a birth doesn't go as planned, be it prematurity or special needs, families often find themselves in the neonatal intensive care unit, isolated from friends and family, and navigating a system they hadn't planned to use. But they are not alone. Nancy Mick is the Executive Director of the Family Support Network of Central North Carolina. Good morning, or hello.
Good morning, Rosemary. Thank you.
So explain, what is Family Support Network?
Sure. Well, our mission at Family Support Network is threefold. So everything we do throughout our programs revolves around three areas, and that is support, education, and caring connections. We don't have cookie cutter services. We really strive to meet the individual needs of each family. So when we say support, we're talking about helping families navigate a complex system of care that they're not familiar with, right? Or it could be something like providing baby supplies or a new pack and play for safe sleep. It really just strives to meet the needs of that family so that they can feel empowered, that they have what they need to be a good parent for their child.
How did you first get involved? I know you've been with the Family Support Network for a long time.
Yes, I've been with the Family Support Network going on 27 years.
Wow.
I am the proud parent of 4 adult boys, and our oldest son, John, has special needs. He has a chromosome disorder called 18q deletion, and he has just added so much joy to our family. I think he's known by half of the community in Greensboro, and he's just a great guy. So when we moved here from New Jersey in 1991, the first thing that I did was look for a group such as Family Support Network. And I got connected to the program through finding help for my son and my situation.
And so we talk about being in the NICU, and that's part of Family Support Network, but it goes beyond the walls of the hospital too.
Yes, absolutely. So, we provide education. Families who have a good understanding of what's happening can also help them not only cope, but be empowered to be the best advocate for their children. So we educate on prematurity, a new diagnosis, what it's like to be a sibling of a child with a specific diagnosis. And then the caring connections part of our program is we have peer mentors, there's bedside support in the NICU. We have 4 support parent groups that meet monthly. 12 months out of the year, that's a mom's group and a dad's group for parents who have a child with any diagnosis, any age. And then we have an after the NICU support group, because that NICU experience can take a real emotional toll on families. So it's important to provide the support not only while their child is in the NICU, but after.
And that's for families even when their child goes on to develop normally and
absolutely
he meets their milestones.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Wonderful. So what is the hardest part about this job?
The hardest part of the job? Well, being a director of a small nonprofit is challenging, right? So obviously. Time and resources are, of course, front and foremost. But by far, the hardest part is walking alongside families who are enduring a loss or a devastating diagnosis. It's just trying to be there for them and watch them struggle through that. That's why we know what we do is really important for families.
Probably segues into really the best part of the job too.
Yes, absolutely. There are so many wonderful parts of the job. I don't get to have the daily connection with families that I used to being the executive director, but I make sure that every week I connect in some way, whether it's through our sibling support group or our NICU special events. I make sure that I have that face-to-face contact with families because I've seen the most courageous, resilient families come through. And what amazes me are families like you who 11 years ago you had your NICU experience, right? But you still continue to come back to share your story of hope. And you're not alone. There are so many families that went through a really difficult experience, whether it's NICU or a difficult diagnosis, and they're still here 15 years later. No problem. They're there to walk that journey with a new family.
It's an important thing to do for sure, and it really stays with you. I often say I have twins, and they were born a little early, and so we've spent some time in the NICU, and they went on to develop normally, and they're doing great today. But I say that you will leave the NICU, but the experience never leaves you. That's
it changes
you
for a person.
What surprises you, or are you ever surprised by what you see in babies and families?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we've seen families that had babies who were so fragile be able to come through that and be shining stars. I have a lot of our NICU families or families with special needs, either the siblings are still helping us as adults, or we have NICU graduates who do their Girl Scout Gold Award or working on college projects with us. So it's just really fun to see
rewarding.
That. Very rewarding.
I can't let you go without asking how the Women's Hospital move is going to affect Family Support Network.
We are so excited about that move. First of all, because it allows families the opportunity, well, it is a single family design, so families will be able to stay overnight with their baby. And that is something that is just so special for the families and so needed. But in that, you will be a little more isolated. So Family Support Network will continue to offer the same level of services that we do now, but we're being asked to kind of offer more opportunities for families to come out of that room and connect with one another, because those positive social connections are so important in our ability to cope.
It gets you through it for sure. Nancy, thank you. We are not done talking about this today. When we come back, we're actually going to learn more about Family Support Network from a NICU graduate mom, so stay with us. Welcome back to Gate City Insider. Coos, smiles, late night snuggles, those are the things expectant parents look forward to most. Extended stays in the hospital, monitors, procedures, they're not part of the dream. Still, it is a reality for many parents the new parents rather, in the Greensboro and surrounding area. And when the unexpected happens, Family Support Network of Central Carolina is there for those families. Lori Pogue knows exactly what it's like spending 100 days in the NICU with her son, Zeke. Welcome. Glad to have you. So share your story, if you would.
Okay. I am a mother to Zeke Pogue, and he was born 3 months early. I had him at 26 weeks. Funny story, I was in my coworker's office at work. I laughed a little bit too hard and my water broke. And so we went to Women's Hospital. We had him and they told us that he would not be going home with us. So I didn't quite expect to stay as long as we did. We spent Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's there at the NICU. So, it was definitely an experience.
So when you looked at him, I mean, how much did he weigh when he was born?
He was 2 pounds. He was 2 pounds. I compare him, he looked like a Ken doll, a little Ken doll. So, but yeah, he was 2 pounds. He had a really rough birth. I had a C-section, so trying to deliver him and handle him, they did a wonderful job. But yeah, he was 2 pounds, little itty bitty thing.
And what kind of challenges did he face along the way during those 100 days?
They really did a good job of preparing us of what we could be faced with. They told us that he could have some palsy issues. There was, that he could be blind, or his lungs were just developing at 26 weeks. So, we really were prepared, not knowing what we would have to deal with. We did have to go through physical therapy. He had some tone issues in his legs, some muscular issues there. We made it through there. We did a little bit of speech therapy, I think. So, but outside of that, I definitely say, we were prepared when we left with him. They helped us through a lot of his issues that he had.
So how is Family Support Network helpful to you?
Oh my goodness. I can't even begin to tell you. When we left, you're leaving with a premature child, and this was a child that, was hooked up to all types of machines, and you just really weren't sure if you would be able to handle it when you went home. So with Family Support, they had someone that came to our home on a regular basis that would work with him. We did tummy time, just teaching us different things and tools that we could use with him to help him develop. So even more on the outside of NICU.
And how did they help? So apart from the tangible things, like how did they help you coping with it? I mean, obviously it's difficult.
So I'm actually the administrator of our After the NICU Moms group. We meet once a month, the last Thursday of the month, and it's a group of moms. We get together, we talk about our kids and husbands.
Sometimes,
right? And we just laugh, have a good time. We talk about just the milestones that they've overcome, and just still there are still some moms that may be dealing with slight developmental issues or just really rejoicing over the successes of our children, and also welcoming new moms who might be going through that and offering some type of support system for them.
What do you tell expectant parents about, you don't want to scare them, and every journey is different.
Every journey is different.
Some of are quote normal, but then again there's really no normal,
right? I always say expect the unexpected. When my water broke, we didn't even have a hospital bag packed or a crib put together. So you just really have to be calm, go with the flow, and just remember the important part is your child. If they're alive and healthy, anything else is just minuscule compared to that.
And so how is he doing today? How's
he's
Zeke
doing
today?
Great. He's doing great. We made it through potty training. He just started preschool at the beginning of the month. And
look at him.
Yeah, in his mind, he's in 11th grade. So,
he's 4 years old.
He'll be
almost
4 next week. Yeah, so he's doing really good. I am a firm believer that he's doing so well because of all of the support that we received from Family Support. So
And you're passing that on.
I'm
too.
passing it on. I'm passing it on for sure. So I always sing their praises, and I'm always inviting new moms to join our group, because it's such a big help. You know, you suppress all of your emotions and you try to be there for your child, but after the fact, you know, moms need to talk about their journey as well.
Does it come back sometimes?
It does. Every year on his birthday, I have a big nasty cry. Right before his birthday, I start looking, you know, Facebook reminds you, 4 years ago, this is where you were, or whatever. So I get my cry out once a year, and then we go eat some cake and wash it down with some punch, and we're good.
But looking at him now, can you believe that he was so small, that the mountain of challenges that he faced at that time?
And one thing that I liked too while I was there, we would do, oh man, Nancy's gonna get me because I can't remember the name of it, but we would have, they would provide lunch for us and dinner for us, and we would have a chance to sit and talk with other parents, and we would do crafts. I love crafts, and so we made Christmas bulbs right before I left, and I have one of his diapers, and it's like this big.
Oh, wow.
I put his diaper, his hospital bracelet, my hospital bracelet, his first passy, which is like this big, and they're all in the bulb, and every year,
in a bulb,
in a clear bulb,
tree.
and every year we put it on the tree, and he gets to look at it. He wants to open it up and look at the things, and it's such a warm memory now. Looking back at it, you would think it would be something that, you know, would be dreadful, but I wouldn't have it any other way if I could go back and do it all over again. So
what does he think about it?
Oh, he thinks, you know, we have some pictures of his nurses from the hospital, and he still sees them at the reunions, and they're Facebook friends and all of that. So he knows he was in the hospital, but he doesn't know how scary it was for mommy and daddy.
Right.
But
and you don't want him to.
And we don't want him to.
No.
But he definitely knows he was a special child. So
Yes. Aren't they all?
So yeah.
Aren't they all? Well, Lori, thank you.
No
Thank you for
problem.
sharing your story and for sharing your love and joy with
Yeah.
other families too who are going through similar experiences. All right, well, we know new babies make a big impact on the whole family, not just mom and dad. Add extra time in the hospital or maybe some developmental challenges, and you need brothers and sisters on board big time. When we come back, we're going to talk with a couple of big brothers and sisters, about their experience with Family Support Network. Stay with us. No parent wants to see a child suffer, and the same goes for big brothers and sisters. They don't want to see little brothers and little sisters or big brothers and sisters suffer either. Asher Ermintrout and Elena Deaver are both here today. They know just what that is like, and they're going to share a little bit about their experience with us. Hey, how are you?
Good.
So glad to have you. Asher, I'm going to start with you. I want you to tell me about your siblings.
Well, I have two siblings. One of them is Moira. She is 7 years old and in second grade. She has pontocerebellar hypoplasia type 2A.
Okay, you're going to have to explain what that is. What does that mean?
So she can't walk, talk, or control her body movements. So she has a mat in 2 rooms of our house, and we'll put her on that, and she'll like play and move, because she just like goes like this, and she'll play with her toys. And then sometimes she'll be in the pee pod, and she also has an eye gaze computer, which it like kind of like buttons, but she controls it with her eyes.
Okay, and
So,
what does that do for her?
she can like answer questions.
So it helps her communicate.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
So you're older than her. You're a 5th grader.
Yep.
Right. So do you remember when she was born?
Not too well. I actually remember walking down a hallway with my grandma, and I think it might have been the hospital actually, but.
Do you remember? Do you have any memories of when she was little? What that was like for your family or your parents?
Not really.
No.
No.
No. But you definitely have good memories. And you told me that you like to lie down with her and make her smile.
Yep. She loves when me and my other sister Reese go like achoo achoo or cough cough.
Right.
She smiles. She loves it.
Oh, right. And your sister Reese is how old?
She is 5 years old in kindergarten, and she is so sweet. She loves Moira.
You sound like you're a great big brother. All right, we're going to talk to you a little bit more, but I want to hear from Elena too. Tell me about your siblings.
So I have one little sister. Her name's Lydia, and she's 6 years old, and she's in first grade. And then I have 2 little brothers. They're twins. Brayden has a heart condition called, well, I'm not sure what it's called actually, but I just call it a left heart syndrome. And then Colin, both of them are 4. And then Colin.
Colin's the younger twin, right?
Yeah, he's
Braden's
the younger.
older?
Yeah.
And so that meant for Braden that he had to stay in the hospital a long time,
A long
right?
time.
Do you remember that?
Uh-huh.
What was that like?
It was hard. I didn't get to see my mom that much, but I did like a lot, kind of. But mostly I sleep over at my grandma's house, and then Colin, he would too, and then we'd go see my mom sometimes.
Did you get to go see him in the hospital?
Yeah, a lot. And then
That's good.
there's this really funny video of me that on like Facebook or something, and then like it's me like kissing both of the boys' head, and I said, "Mommy, I kissed him right here." And then after that, my grandma said, "I brought the pizza," and then I said, "A pizza, a pizza, a pizza."
I mean, because that's what we love, right?
Yeah.
I love pizza too. That's a good thing. And so, and he's had lots of surgeries
Yeah,
too.
he's
so
like
that's
had
challenging.
4 big surgeries. His last big one was last year.
And what's that like for you, or for your family?
It was kind of hard because like I barely got to see my mom that much because this one was like a hard one for Brayden.
Right.
So every time I came, I'd like give him PJs or some new toys to play with because he didn't like being out there playing with his little brother Colin.
I understand.
Yeah.
So, what is it? I mean, so you both are involved with SIB Club, right?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
SIB Club? Yeah, Ashley, why don't you start?
Well, SIB Club, we go to it once a month. And I think 2 years ago I started coming. And we come once a month. And
What do you do at SIB Club?
Yeah, well, there's one thing that I really like.
Okay.
Well, a lot of things I really like. But one of them is when you go in, there's like this jar. And it has candy in it.
Okay.
And whoever has the closest guess
To how much candy is in it?
gets the candy. And my sisters always wanted to win it. And
Reese.
yeah, Reese. And SIB Club, everyone will learn like about the other people, and we'll help each other and talk about our situations. And that I think really helps.
Yeah, so SIB Club it's for kids like you who have brothers and sisters who maybe spent some time, have to have surgeries or have some special challenges, right? So what do you like about it, Elena?
I like that so me and my sister started a little while ago, and then we really like it there because everyone gets to share like what's about their, like how hard their life is. So like we're not alone because a lot of other people, they have special needs sibling, because my mom doesn't give us that much attention because Brayden, he has to take medicine a lot, like 4 different types of medicine. So she really just has to like care a lot for Brayden, and then me and Lydia and Colin have to find our own stuff to do. And so we have a basement and it's full of toys, and then we always make up games to try to like have fun. And then when Brayden's done taking his medicine, I tell him to come downstairs, and then we all play the fun game that we made up for Brayden.
Oh, well, that's good. And so do you get kind of ideas like that when you're at SIB Club and, you talk about and you share your ideas with your friends? Are these friends that you think you'll have for a long time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. How is it when you see your little sister or your brother have to go through these surgeries or struggle to communicate sometimes? How does that feel to you?
Well, so Moira recently had to go to the hospital, I think around 2 months ago. And honestly, it makes me cry when I hear the sirens of the ambulance coming to get her.
Scary, too.
So yeah, I'll go to like the neighbor's house with Reese, and then they'll take Moira, and my mom will go or my dad will go, and sometimes both of them, so we'll stay with the neighbors for a little bit. And then we'll all come home and watch a movie.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what about you and your brother when Braden's had his surgeries and some of these big ones? I know, you miss family when they have to go away and they come back, but what's it like just to have to see him go through that?
I really don't like it. It makes me really sad because I miss playing with him a lot.
Yeah, it's hard. But you're not alone, thanks to the Civ Club. What do you want other kids or maybe even grown-ups to know about, the challenges or the joys that having that special needs can bring to your life? Asher?
Well, sometimes it's hard because they can.
It's challenging.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love Moira so much, and she's so sweet, and it makes me so happy when she smiles.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell. What about you, Elena?
I like when I make Braden laugh. He has a really cute laugh because every time when I tickle him, his tickle spot is like the under his belly, and then I always like tickle him, and he's like his laugh is the cutest, and then he tries to run away, and then we play Tickle Monster a lot.
Oh, that's a good game. That's a good game. Well, thank you for sharing a little bit about your life and your siblings, and I'm so glad that you have each other and lots of other friends at Civ Club with Family Support Network. Thanks so much. Thank you. All right, so you want to get involved with Family Support Network. There are lots of ways to do that. But the first one that's coming up on November 1st is a really big party. It's a whole lot of fun. It's called Poker for Preemies. It's at Revolution Mill, and you can find out more about it by going to fsncc.org. Thank you so much for watching Gate City Insider. We will see you next time.